delayed this evening, waiting to see if our third board member joins us. We have reached out to try to find out, so we are just getting set up a little later than normal, so please bear with us for a couple of moments. In the meantime, please make sure you're on mute so that we don't hear any extraneous background noise. Thank you. I see that Kristin is on. I think I saw Kathy Labor on.
So Chesko, you got...
Well, whoever's talking, I'm going to ask you to please mute yourself there, please. Is Greg? I see Greg Adelman is on. Hello there, Greg. Has anyone noticed, is Frone Crawford on tonight? Yes, he is. Okay. Hi, Frone. There you are. All right, so we do have our counsel. How about Mark Thompson?
Hi, Pat.
Good evening. See if Mark is on.
I don't...
Okay, well, we'll see at the appropriate time. We just wanted to see. All right. Let's see. Scott and Dick, it's do you want to wait maybe till 10 after and then start? I'm not sure what else to do. You're on mute there, Dick.
I'd suggest that we wait 2 more minutes. It's already 7:08, and let's wait till 7:10. I know that John's reached out. I've tried to do the same.
Okay.
I'm more concerned about if she has a problem at all, particularly at home.
Agreed. And maybe John behind the scenes can continue to reach out. And John, if she does join in the process, I probably won't know it. So can you just let me know, maybe email or something behind the scenes?
I'll send you a text. Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Dick, assuming Carol doesn't join, would you mind, as before, opening the hearing, and then I'll take over as usual?
Okay. I'm going to have somebody else do the flag thing because I don't have it at all. We'll just forego it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't have one either.
Okay.
So we can forego it tonight.
Okay.
Do you need a flag? I can get one real fast.
As long as you do the Pledge of Allegiance, that'd be great.
Oh, we seem to have one.
That's great. So if somebody do the Pledge of Allegiance, that'd be great.
What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Marie Boisvert, and I'm part of the Quarry Swimming Association, and I live in East Bradford Township. And I used to come to your meetings regularly until this COVID thing and cancer surgery.
How you doing, Miss Boisvert?
I'm doing much better, thank you.
Good.
It's good to see you.
Pat, before we start, Miss Boisvert, are you French heritage?
No, my husband is. I'm actually, I'm mostly English, some Swedish from 1638 that came here, and we've all lived in this area the whole time.
And where is he from originally?
Well, he was, his father was from Maine,
Yeah.
and was an army officer in World War II, and met his mother in France during the war.
I appreciate that. Just I'm familiar with a number of Boisverts when I grew up in Montreal. Okay.
Well, he's got relatives from Quebec. His grandparents went from Quebec to Lewiston, Maine.
I'm happy. That's a good thing.
Hey, Dick, I speak better French than he does. After 8 years at 2 years at Westtown or Westchester Friends and 8 years at Kimberton Farm School.
I'm going to have to stop you there because at this point our legal counsel is going to say, Dick, what did you start here? So,
You can hear that?
Scott, if you agree, we can start.
Yeah, I think we should get moving.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Westtown Township 9th edition of the Toll Brothers Crebilly Conditional Use. My name is Dick Pomerantz. I'm the police commissioner. Scott Yaw is with us. He's vice chairman of the supervisors. And candidly, we are beginning without our chair, Carol DeWolf. We're trying to we want to make certain that she's fine. We weren't able to reach her, which is highly unusual, but we've agreed that we would start. We have a fair number of people with us, listening in and observing. And before I turn it over to our legal counsel, Pat McKenna, I'm going to ask one of our wonderful residents, Ms. Boisvert, if she would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'd be delighted to and honored to, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I thank you for that on behalf of the township, and Pat, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Pomerantz. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the continuation of the conditional use hearing for the Toll Brothers Crebilly application from January 26, 2021. The township is recording the hearing this evening for assisting with the preparation of the transcript. The recording will be destroyed after the transcript is complete. As with all prior hearings, the proceedings this evening will mirror as closely as possible the process for an in-person hearing. Tonight, the Planning Commission intends to call the township's traffic engineer, Albert Federico, to testify. All other parties and the board will have the opportunity to ask questions of the witness. And then there will be the chance for redirect examination by the Planning Commission. Once Mr. Federico is done testifying, which may or may not happen this evening, depending upon how long that takes, the Planning Commission is expected to rest its case, and we will then proceed to the next party in our list to begin their case. That may or may not happen this evening. When asking any questions you have of the witnesses, you'll be recognized and asked to unmute. If you're on the phone, please press *9 to raise your hand, and then press *6 to unmute. The exhibits for the hearing will be shown on the screen as a witness testifies to them, and they are also available on the township's website in case you would like to examine them. The next hearing is scheduled for March 23rd, 2021. No additional hearings have been scheduled beyond that date as of this time. However, I expect that we will coordinate that in very short order, and we'll have an announcement via listserv and on the township's website, and certainly in time for the next hearing. We would ask that you please enter your name on the Zoom call to assist the township with properly identifying you when called upon, and so that we can determine who is here and who is not. Please make sure you're in a quiet location, and please speak up so that all may hear you. You'll hear me say it several times, but I ask that you please remain on mute unless you are speaking, to reduce any extraneous background noise and feedback. Public comment will commence at a future hearing date after all of the parties have concluded their presentations. As has been our custom, we will plan to take a break around 8 p.m. this evening and conclude the hearing around 9 p.m., depending upon where the witnesses may be with their testimony. I have been advised that with past hearings, Mindy Rhodes is also recording the hearing this evening. I'm going to ask if anyone else is recording the hearing, and if so, to please raise your hand and identify yourself.
Don't raise hands.
Thank you, Mila. With that, unless there's anything further from a housekeeping matter from council, I would turn it over to Kristin Camp to continue with the Planning Commission's case.
Pat, I'm sorry, Kristin, I do have one item. I just wanted to put on the record that we had no objection to Supervisor DeWolf reviewing the transcript if she's unable to attend this evening.
I thank you, Greg. I do appreciate the heads up on that.
You're welcome.
I'd like to call Al Federico as my next witness. Al, can you stand and be sworn by the court reporter, please?
Mr. Federico, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can you please state your full name?
Albert Federico.
What is your profession?
I'm a civil engineer specializing in traffic and transportation.
And how long have you been working as a professional engineer specializing in transportation and traffic?
Just about 30 years now.
Mila, can you share Planning Commission Exhibit PC 27?
Yes.
Is this a copy of your curriculum vitae?
Yes, it is.
Can you briefly describe your educational and professional background?
I have a bachelor's in science of civil engineering from Penn State University. I am a licensed professional engineer in Pennsylvania, Florida, and Delaware. Excuse me. I am the past president of the local section of the Institute of Transportation Engineers, and have been serving as the Township traffic engineer for a number of municipalities for a couple of decades.
And do you routinely review zoning and land development plans with respect to transportation and traffic issues?
Yes, I do.
And how long did you say you've served as Westtown Township's transportation engineer?
For the better part of 15 years. There was a brief period when I wasn't, but generally since about 05.
And
I'm sorry, generally, excuse me.
Since 2000, around 2005.
I will say, Al, I am having some trouble hearing you. Your audio cutting in and out, to be honest with you.
How does this sound?
That's better, thank you.
If I may interject, Kristin, I'll stipulate to Mr. Federico's qualifications. How do you intend to offer him as an expert?
in transportation and traffic engineering.
Yeah, I have no objection from the applicant.
And I would like to offer him as that, and I thank you for that courtesy.
You're welcome.
Mr. Federico, did you review the conditional use plans that were prepared by the applicant and that have been marked as Exhibit A65, which is the full set, and just one sheet of them is marked as A47?
Yes.
And did you also review the alternate concept plan prepared by the applicant that's been marked A76?
Yes.
Did you review the transportation impact study and the amendments to such study prepared by McMahon Associates that have been marked as exhibits in this hearing?
Yes, I have.
And is the latest version of the transportation impact study that you reviewed dated August 13th, 2019 with a last revision date of May 15th, 2020?
Yes, it is.
Have you issued various review letters on that transportation impact study that have been marked as exhibits A43A through A43D?
Yes, I have.
And did you receive and review various review letters or letters from Nicole Klein from McMahon Associates that were sent to the Township Planning Commission or to you in response to the various letters that you've authored?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay. Did you attend Planning Commission meetings since the plans were submitted in August of 2019, where Toll and its consulting engineers presented the conditional use plans and various other plans that showed proposed traffic improvements for roads and intersections near the Crebilly Farm site?
Yes, I have.
Did you participate in a meeting with representatives from the applicant, the township, PennDOT, and Thornberry Township in February of 2020 at PennDOT's District 6 offices?
Yes, I did.
And were you given an opportunity to review draft minutes from that meeting that were prepared by Nicole Klein from McMahon?
Yes, I was.
And I just want to point out, and I thank Mr. Pomerantz for pointing this out, that on those minutes that have been marked A54, there is a typo in the date of the meeting. It at one point says February 11th, 2010, when in fact it should say February 11th, 2020. So thank you, Mr. Pomerantz. So Did you provide comments to Ms. Klein in an email on March 2nd, 2020 on matters that you felt were missing from those minutes of the meeting?
Yes, I did.
Mila, would you mind sharing Planning Commission Exhibit 28? How can you identify this?
Those are the markups of the minutes that I provided to Ms. Klein via email.
So the top comment there is your initials and the date that you made these markups, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you want to point out for the board some of the important points that you felt should be included in these minutes?
Yes, if you scroll down to page 2, offered some clarification about the original approval of West Pleasant Grove Road and future connection of the Collector Road to West Pleasant Grove Road. Also pointed out that the township did not consider always stop control as a traffic calming measure as indicated in the minutes. If you continue down onto page 3, just provided some additional context regarding my understanding of some of the conversations with the Spackmans, as well as clarifying a technical point on the analysis for 926 Industry Street.
Okay. And will you continue in your role as the Township Traffic Engineer to participate in meetings with the applicant and PennDOT with respect to the various permits that the applicant will need if this development goes forward?
I expect to, yes.
Okay. Let's shift your attention to your first review letter, which was dated October 15th, 2019, and that was actually marked as a board exhibit B58. In that, you indicate you have some concerns about site distance, and we'll start with the intersection of the Collector Road and Route 926. Can you identify what you noted as being an issue on the site distance at that intersection?
The site distance at that intersection, as presented, appeared to be low. Is there feedback when I'm talking?
I don't hear it.
Yes, quite a bit on mine now.
Yes, on mine as well.
The site distance at the Connector Road and 926, as presented, was less than the applicable standards.
And has the applicant submitted revised plans to address this comment and concern?
The applicant has. Is there somebody using 2 devices?
I don't know. I'm not seeing anyone really unmuted at this point, Al, to be honest with you.
Pat, there is somebody that's connecting to audio, and then you can see your video in the back. I don't know if that's it. It doesn't have a name; it just says connecting to audio. But then I can see the computer screen in the back with my picture on it. So there must be something that's on both.
So there is someone. Chris Allen is the name that I see connecting to audio. And I don't know if Chris Allen can hear me. Perhaps they can log off and log back in and see if that's the issue.
Okay.
Because I hear some feedback from you as well.
I'm not sure that's the issue or not. Go ahead, Al.
Okay, I believe I just finished saying that the site distance was less than the applicable standard.
And is the applicable standard a township standard?
The township standards and PennDOT standards are fairly consistent for that location.
And I had asked you the question if applicant had submitted revisions to the plans to address that comment.
The applicant submitted an exhibit demonstrating.
It's not getting any better, unfortunately. Greg, I am seeing that an Andrew, that he's not muted. I don't know that that matters.
Yeah, I'll mute him.
We usually get this kind of feedback when we have more than one connection, when someone's on their phone and on their computer. Michelle Barbicane, maybe you can please mute. And maybe, Mila, you can mute everyone other than the witness. Kristin, see if that helps.
Yes, I just muted everyone, and I can still hear echo.
I also see there's a Liz D who might need to merge with audio.
I just muted Kristin Camp, and we don't have an echo. Kristin, are you on both phone and your computer? No? Huh. Al, can you try to speak? I want to check if there is an echo.
Yes. I don't hear one at the moment.
All right, why don't we try again? Mila, why don't you mute yourself and then we'll unmute Kristin and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay? Am I the cause?
I'm not sure. Mila, can you mute yourself?
Yes.
Let's give it another shot.
Okay, you want me to proceed with the question?
Yes.
I think this is the third time I've asked the question, but let's get it on the record. Has the applicant revised its plans to address your comment about the site distance at the intersection of the Collector Road and Route 926?
The applicant submitted an exhibit illustrating what could be done to address that issue, but to my knowledge, the conditional use plan has not been revised.
So has the applicant shown you on the conditional use plans the necessary grading or clearing that's needed to achieve the necessary site distance to meet township standards?
I do not believe that the grading portions of the plan have been revised.
Hang on, I'm not sure Eleanor couldn't get that. You have to try to say that again because you cut out.
I am not sure that to my knowledge, the grading portions of the submitted conditional use plan set have not been revised to reflect that work.
Thank you, Al.
Give me 1 second. There might be something, if I'm the one causing the problem, give me 1 second.
Now I can't hear you, Kristin.
Okay. Is it still causing the problem?
Not right now. Let's see what happens. It's only when Al speaks.
Okay. You also commented in your October 15th letter, that the proposed site distance, looking left from the intersection of the Collector Road and West Pleasant Grove Road, was reported at being 440 feet, but you were not certain whether this measurement considered the widening that was needed on West Pleasant Grove. Has the applicant addressed this comment?
The applicant has provided an exhibit illustrating grading and other work that would be done to provide site distance. But again, I do not believe that the conditional use plan has been revised to reflect this.
Okay, moving on to the intersection of Road K and West Pleasant Grove Road. Did you comment whether the site distance there is adequate to meet township standards?
Yes.
believe it is sufficient to meet township standards?
No, I don't believe it was.
And why not?
One moment. Actually, let me rephrase that. Road K, no, I don't believe there was a comment about Road K.
Move on to the road profile plans. Applicants submitted exhibits A74A through A74F. Have you reviewed those plans?
Yes.
And do you have any issues with what those plans presented?
Yes.
I'm going to mute myself and just let you speak to what your concerns are, and you can ask Mila to pull up exhibits you need.
Okay, thank you. Mila, can you please pull up 58? I'm sorry, 74B?
Yes.
So the road profile, when you see it, that is the vertical alignment of the road, similar to if you were on a roller coaster. You could consider it going up and down. Mila, I'm only seeing your or your file explorer. I'm not seeing the exhibit.
Let me try it again. $74 beam.
Yes, please. Okay, thank you. So this 74B is an illustration of Road F as it was presented in the conditional use plan. The dip in the road at approximate station 1865, a little bit to your right, yes, right there. That dip appears that it is not designed to meet the site distance requirements in the township for a local road. Additionally, Mila, can you also now switch to A47?
Yes.
So this is in the section, if you can zoom into right where Road F and the trail come into play. Yes, right in that area. So not only do you have a sharp vertical curve at that location, you also have that in the middle of a horizontal curve, right, very close to where the trail comes in. That would be considered sort of an undesirable combination of alignments for a road. Similarly, can you go to Exhibit 74C?
My PDFs do not work for some reason today to share.
Okay.
I have to go through the website.
So if you go to the dip in the road at approximate station 1334, okay, again, this is a very sharp, from a geometric design perspective, vertical curve, and if you go back to 47, this is right where Road G intersects with Road F in the very sharp 90-degree turn. Yeah, down towards the bottom of the two sharp turns. So if we want to stay here a second, and then can you just move up on the page to Road K? Okay, so Road K, as it comes in, just to the north of that, right? That's right there. If you switch to Exhibit 74D, now we're going to use 47 one more time, so, all right.
Okay.
Okay, and at station 538, 5 plus 38, and if you could zoom right in there, you can see in this case what we have here is a vertical curve. It's over, yeah, right there. And you can see it's a fairly steep vertical curve, and you can also see the indication of where Road L intersects Road K. And it's not clear that this would provide adequate sight distance for vehicles exiting from Road L onto Road K because of that vertical crest. Finally, if we go to Exhibit 74E, and now around station 152, towards the left of the page. Again, we've got a smaller sag. It's not as significant as the other ones that were noted, but if you go back to 47, this is immediately adjacent to the other 90-degree dogleg on the internal circulation. Again, undesirable.
Has the applicant addressed any of those concerns that you just pointed out about the road profiles in the alternate plan?
We've not seen road profiles associated with the alternate plan. I presume that there would be some changing in the grading since they moved the roads around or changed the alignment of the roads. But again, I don't believe that road profiles have been provided.
Generally speaking, though, do you support the layout of the internal roads? Do you think it's preferable on the alternate plan versus the original plans?
Yes, at least from a horizontal perspective, because the very sharp 90-degree turns have been removed.
Mila, can you put up Exhibit A47?
Yes. I'll try to do the PGS again. Hold on, please. A50.
47.
A47. It is difficult to see when Zoom takes up the space on top of my page. Can you see 47?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to focus on the comment that you had about Road M. Can you explain to the board your comment about Road M, as in Mary?
Okay. Mila, if you can zoom into the top half of the development. There was a suggestion that in order to minimize conflict points along West Pleasant Grove Road and to promote internal connectivity, that Road M, which is the, we'll call it the middle driveway, be eliminated and that the two cul-de-sacs, Road L and Road N, be connected.
Do you still support that recommendation?
Yes, I still support that recommendation.
Focusing on the collector road and some of your comments on the collector road, you indicated that you think that the applicant should incorporate suitable traffic calming. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yes. The collector road is not necessarily, intended to be a local road, so it should not have traffic calming that would be excessively slowing the traffic down. However, I think measures that help to maintain what we're anticipating to be the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit would be helpful for the safety of the internal intersections with the collector road and just provide a better travel environment in the future.
And be specific about what types of measures you would ask for them to implement.
To this point, I'd been leaving it up to the designers to determine if I was in a position to choose smaller roundabouts, gateways, maybe elongated vertical calming measures like Seminole County profile speed humps might be considered appropriate, or I would consider them appropriate.
You also made comments in your review letter about the existing access driveway that leads from the Westminster Presbyterian Church leading to the collector road. What is your concern about that driveway?
Yes. Mila, can you pan into where the collector road intersects West Pleasant Grove Road? Or zoom into that.
Could you please repeat it? I couldn't hear anything at all. It's just...
Where the collector road intersects West Pleasant Grove Road.
Okay.
If you could zoom in a little there.
Yes, my volume goes out for some reason.
Okay, thank you. So it's not shown well on this plan, but at the western edge of the Westminster Presbyterian Church, generally kind of aligned with what's shown, that tree line along the west edge of their parking lot, is an exit-only driveway that would be less than 100 feet from the collector road intersection.